Hey, how's it going? Good, good. Okay, thank you, thank you. Great. Okay. If you don't mind waiting like 10 seconds to start the timer, I have a little thank you speech to give. Let's see, can I allow this? Let's see, yes.
Okay, sure.
Okay, cool. Hold on a second.
The meeting starts the timer.
I need to just move this Zoom thing because then it would be like.
You can record it for your team.
I already did. Yeah, it's recording right now as we speak. Okay, I think I'm ready to go. All right, yep, let's do it. All right.
Do you want to take it first?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is David Williams. It's great to be here. Thank you so much, Constantine, for the invitation. Every time I come to Paris, I like to practice my French. And I know that French people also like it when you try to learn French, and I love the French language. So I prepared a small speech in French, which thankfully is off the timer. So without further ado, Mesdames et Messieurs, bonsoir. J'espère que vous allez bien. Tout d'abord, je tiens à remercier Constantin pour cette chaleureuse invitation, ainsi que vous tous et notre merveilleuse communauté pour votre hospitalité ce soir. Okay, thank you. All right, very good. Thank you. I took 3 years in college, but it gets rusty and then you have to practice. So thank you for letting me practice right in front of your very eyes. This is Cynthia Systems. This is my company in Companies House in the UK. And Cynthia is my personal AI. I've worked on Siri and Alexa, for example. So I always give my AIs names. I have a fondness for Greek goddess names. And Cynthia is the goddess of the moon. And Cynthia is a search engine which has strong trust and safety guarantees. So Cynthia is safe for everyone, including families and children. And I'll show you a bit about that. We're creating a search engine revolution and a trusted search companion, which really results in something we call the joy of finding. So you can think of Cynthia as not so much like a search engine, but a finding engine. Like, why are we searching? Why aren't we just finding? And Cynthia promises, the promise of Cynthia is intuitive and relevant results every single time for every query. And we have an effortless integration path. So this is one of those one line of JavaScript functions that your front-end web developer could do, and you get this joyful path to AI search. So now I will show you one of our shining use cases. This is Playa Music. So share and manage your music freely. This is like a social playlisting application. So what it allows you to do is it allows you to say, take your playlist from Spotify or YouTube or Apple Music and then share them across platforms and across your community. So I, with Spotify, could copy your playlist, you right there, your playlist from Apple Music into my Spotify. So we can share intelligence and we can share playlists with each other. So it's very social, and you can join the waitlist. This is coming out any day now. But basically the question that they approached me with for artificial, so why is an AI here? Why is a search engine here? Well, what happens when the very first person joins? Like, who's there? Like, where's the party at, right? Well, what if you got there and there was a really awesome AI DJ like already in the mix with thousands and thousands of playlists for you? And that's what Cynthia is doing for this use case. This is the Playa Music site on LinkedIn. You should definitely follow them. And I'd like to just highlight the creators, the masterminds. This is Abdul Jabbar Momo, and we'd call him Mr. Jabba. He is Mr. Jabba. Mr. Jabba is in Nigeria. He's in Lagos, and he also travels frequently to Italy. And this is Aziz Adebayo. He is a product designer at Accenture Song, and they are the two masterminds behind Playa Music. So let's talk about what Cynthia does for Playa Music. So we created a model called Groove Scout. I think you all can see this, right? So this is Groove Scout 1.3. There's been 3 versions. This is version 3, and every version gets more intelligent. Like, it's a monotonically increasing intelligence function. And what this does is it allows you to search for playlists. And what we did was we created tens of thousands of playlists in advance. And by the way, this is an Afrocentric application. So this music is heavily focused on West Africa and African music in general. And I would say it's like 30-70, like the core of the intelligence is 30% Afrocentric, and then it expands into the world from there. For those of you familiar with African music styles, this is called Alte. So if we look at Alte, we get Alte anthems, Alte vibes unleashed, Alte Afrobeats vibes, and these are all playlists where you can listen to Alte music and music in the Alte category. All of this artwork is uniquely generated by Cynthia as well, using basically orchestration of pipelines amongst many, many models. So we combine a lot of models together in an orchestration framework. And there's a cool carousel here. And we overgenerate. So we've generated like, twice as much as we needed. And then we use like cafe aesthetic to basically promote the most aesthetically pleasing ones because we want this to be nice on your eyes. And so here you go. This is all of the Alte playlists. And I'll show you in a moment what some of these playlists look like on the inside. If we search for something like old school hip hop, you can see that we definitely cover old school hip hop. So there's old school hip hop. And yeah, we have a lot of like, the carousels of images that represent old school hip hop. And yeah, looks pretty good. Let's look at something like a trance. Now, this is interesting because trance is a word that means different things in different places. So this is kind of an indication of Afrocentricity. So tribal transfusion, right? This is not like trance from Burning Man in California. This is like maybe some tribal trance music or desert nomadic grooves that are put you in a trance, something like that. We also have desert blues gems, celestial euphoria. So that puts you in kind of a trance-like state. Saharan soul vibes. And I love this, the Sahelian soundscape. I think that's pretty amazing right there, the Sahelian soundscape. I love this. And by the way, like I discovered gems here myself. I created this algorithmically at scale. So every day we come in and we discover things that we like to, even as the AI creators. Let's look at the term West Coast in our search engine here. So West Coast bangers, West Coast legends, West Coast living. And the artwork has a good like West Coast vibe to it. By the way, if you're curious, I'll start divulging a couple secrets here. What we do is we query out a bunch of songs out of Spotify. We basically process them through large language models, including some of the Mistral models, and basically create a whole lot of natural language intelligence around every single song. And then we use our proprietary search engine, Cynthia, to basically organize it. And then Dolly 3 has created these images. Okay, let's look at something like, oh, can you see this? This is the music character. So this is like the 3 notes. Sorry, it's black on black here, but those are like the 3 music notes. So I propose we call this the zero knowledge proof of Afrocentricity. The musical notes themselves should, I guess, be neutral. But if the first result is Afro soul vibes, I guess the system has proved to you that it is Afrocentric because now music note, music note, music note equal Afro soul and Afro beats and Afrobeat vibes and then chill hop rhythms and so on. And by the way, this actually represents the musical preferences of the team at Playa Music. I interviewed them extensively, and I would say I've amplified their souls in some real way. How about queries like this? Songs like the Beatles. What would that do? What is a song like the Beatles? Well, uncanny crooners, dreamy, nostalgic tracks from Lana Del Rey, the Beatles, Panic at the Disco, and more. Eclectic storytellers, poetry weaves of love and loss and life's bittersweet moments. Enchanting enigmas, eclectic rhapsody, vintage melancholia. So if you say songs like the Beatles, it's not Beatles playlist. It's songs like the Beatles. What does that mean? Okay, and I want to show you an example. Some of you may know Shodem Camp, so please raise your hands if you know Shodem Camp. Okay, let me play a little Shodem Camp, little West African music. That's what Shodem Camp sounds like. So let's basically search for songs like Shodem Camp. And we see Afrobeats All-Stars, Alte Vibes Unlocked, Afrobeat Vibes, etc. And let's look into one of these playlists. So if I click on one of those playlists, I actually can drill down. So one thing we've done is we've used Claude 3.5 Sonnet to actually break down every playlist into its like constituent like topics or constituent genres, like Nigerian pop at 70% signal strength, Afro soul at 40%, something like that. And we can actually like look at all these songs. These are previews from Spotify. And let's see if this sounds the same. So let's check out Replay by Thames.
So, but I really want to show that you really got me. Even on the days when they try to arrest me, but you live a life, there's no way.
So I would say that actually sounds like Shodem Camp, and that's Thames, and she's from that community. I also now want to show you our second model. I'm just moving quick here because in interest of time. This is called Party Time. This is our actually underlying playlist generator. So think of this like playlist GPT. So I could say hip hop party, and then we get, whoop, there it is. Okay, I think everybody in here probably remembers that song by Tag Team, I hope. Okay, and then Pillow Fight by Young Gravy. I guess Pillow Fight sounds like a hip hop party of some kind, but this song is like explicit. So you can only imagine what Young Gravy is talking about when he's talking about a pillow fight. So this song is definitely explicit. It's number 34 popularity in Spotify, but let's turn on the safety flag. So hip hop party with the safety box checked. And now everything is clean. So whoop, there it is. Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty by Nature. That song has no curse words. 5 minutes of funk. Oh, this is how we do it. and House of Pain, Jump Around. Same song. Do anyone remember Same Song by Digital Underground? I'm almost 45, so you guys can tell, like, all around the world, same song. Does anybody? Okay, it's a great one. They did the Humpty Dance, all right? So it's that group. Finally, I want to show you how fast the Groove Scout, getting back to Groove Scout, basically comes back. This is our process. So we have okay, it already did. Let's try that again. So there's a purple progress bar there. Let's try that one more time. Okay. And this progress bar itself, ooh, it's actually hanging a little bit. The Wi-Fi in here is a little bit funky, I gotta admit. Let's try that again. Let's try, ooh, yeah, it kind of, well, it's actually this progress bar is machine learning powered in the browser. So it actually does like an affine linear transformation on basically historical load time. So it will actually adapt to your connection speeds as well. So that's kind of what's happening. Okay. Anyhow, so if I search for something like gospel music, and we'll search for that, then we get things like uplifting gospel, empowering gospel, uplifting gospel vibes, gospel grooves, etc. Now, just quickly to finish, this is the Playa Music Spotify channel. You should definitely go check them out. And as you can see, they have already started integrating our AI artwork. So that is fresh Afro vibes. This is Mr. Jabba. He is the producer. And I hope, and I trust that I've proven to you that this is why Mr. Jabba says Cynthia gives Playa Music the intelligence advantage. And that's that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Any questions, please? Yeah, go ahead. You were first. Yeah.
So you're building basically like a similarity search. Am I understanding it correctly?
So this is like this search algorithm here it's proprietary. So it's not vector based. It's not a vector search. It's end-to-end neural processing. The only thing that happens is tokenization and sorting of a softmax layer. There's no vectors. And is that it? Okay, and then 2 and then 3. Yeah.
Sorry, I might have missed it. You said that you're using the lyrics. Do you use any of the audio content? And again, sorry if I missed it.
No worries at all. Actually, we don't use lyrics at all. Maybe I'll give you a little hint about what's happening here, but okay, I'm just placing you all under magical NDA. Okay, so I could wave my hand and you all will not tell my secrets. Okay, so basically what happens is after we get a huge library of songs, maybe like 500,000 songs, we go to Claude 3 Opus, who has the most cultural knowledge. Claude 3 Sonnet is really smart, but kind of academic. Claude 3 Opus is a little more kind of like feels it a little more. I think everyone knows here what I'm talking about, right? And then basically the prompt is like, hey, Claude, do you know this song? If you do, tell us all about it. If you don't, just say, I don't know this song. And Claude responds actually about half the time to the music, a little bit under half the time. So maybe there's an opportunity to create a super cool expert model in world music.
Like
Yeah.
synthetic data sets then basically.
Like a synthetic data set, but like a for real data set also. But yes, a synthetic data set. And also I ask basically Claude to generate visual descriptions. So I say, please visualize old school hip hop. And this is what comes out, right? And then I ask Dolly to draw it for me.
Just New York pictures.
Yeah. Well, we also have West Coast bangers, so I mean, look, I'm from the West Coast, right? So the West, look, the West Coast is the best coast. Sorry if there's any. Oh, I said it. I dropped this microphone right here. Okay, please.
Do you use the data that the Spotify API provides for a song?
Yes, so there's two pieces of metadata which are really important to us. One of them, so first of all, you can see the name of the song, the artist, and the album. You can also see two pieces of metadata here, which is the popularity in Spotify. That's not a ranking. It's a score from 0 to 100, and every song could get 100. It's not a competitive position. But what it says is like, are people listening to it? Are they enjoying it? And it's between 0 and 100. What we do is we basically choose a whole bunch of songs over 30, and then a sample of songs under 30 to basically give representation to new artists and also to very niche artists, and very like specialized, like Afrocentric and Lagosian vibes.
And then when Claude doesn't find information about the song, you kind of just filter it out?
Yeah, so that's one of our filters is like Claude has to know about it. But that's actually a weakness right now, and I think we can expand it. Like basically we lose half the data just checking Claude's knowledge.
That Spotify provides in their API. It's like everything, like the genre, the sentiment, all of these things.
Indeed, and we use some of that, like, so for example, like you can see here, we've actually broken down like ratios of genres, but even these genres are coming from one of the cloud models. You're absolutely right. There is stuff in there, but for example, like Spotify doesn't give you a descriptive paragraph that what a song looks like.
Yeah.
They we're generating a lot of rich language for this. Yeah, good. Thank you for that. Please.
One last question.
I find that the images kind of have the same feel to it. So, and you said you get a description of how it should look, but do you then configure DALI to, does it have some of the same parameters for all of them? Or
Yeah, Cynthia Systems has a prompt notebook of system prompts.
just be like, none of them are black and white, for instance, they're all kind of.
Yeah. There's a system prompt that is associated like with this company. So we have visual instruction styles and everything like that. It's like proprietary. It's like, you know, like notebooks. You know, a rapper once said like every good rapper has to have a briefcase of lyrics. Like they have to have a notebook. They have to carry like 500 songs that they might never actually produce with them at all times. So like definitely like keeping notebooks is definitely keeping it gangster. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. Right on.
Now let's open source this.
That's an interesting idea.